Okay, so let's start with let's do arms. Let's start with arms, okay? So if you're here in anatomical position or close to anatomical position and you move your arm outward away, that is called abduction. The way to remember that is that if you take a child away from their home, you have done what to them?
Abducted.
Abducted them. So you're kidnapping your hand away from your body. Okay, abduction. Now, if you take your arm and add it to your body, that's called adduction. The difference is one letter, and it makes all the difference, right? Abduction, adduction. Okay? A big circle?
Circumduction.
Circumduction. Okay? Next, if I hold the soup in my hands like this,
Supination.
supination. If I pour out the soup,
Pronation.
pronation. Or I point my palms posteriorly, pronation. Hold the soup, pour out the soup, pronation. Okay? Let's see. Let's do, legs are the same, abduction and adduction. Rotation and rotation.
Circumduction in your wrists here, right?
The only place I'm going to do circumduction is on the arm. You could also do it on the leg, but I won't do it on the leg, okay? If I ask circumduction, it will just be this, okay? The obvious ones I missed, flexion and extension. So you guys know when people flex, right? Flexing means decreasing the angle of the bones. It means bringing the distal end closer to the joint, okay? So this is flexing. Extending, okay? Flexion, extension. Okay, what else am I missing? Let's do elevation. Shoulders down to shoulders up. Elevation. The book also has your jaw going down, up, elevation. So closing your jaw is elevation. I consider that more flexion, but either one will work. I still got to do the feet. Let's do the jaw. I think you guys all need a little laugh. You guys want to laugh? Okay. So protraction and retraction. So protraction is specifically in the jaw, and that's if I push my jaw forward, I look really silly, and this is what it looks like. It looks really silly when your jaw is protracted. How about retraction? You look even sillier when your jaw is retracted. You sound like an idiot too. I don't mean to throw in the southern accent. It just kind of happens. Okay, so protraction, retraction. I said, anything that I'm missing? Flexion, extension of the leg.
Eversion.
Yeah. So let's do feet. Okay. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. I'm just going to have to go over here. Okay. So from anatomical position, if you point your toe, that is called plantar flexion. Pointing plantar. So the plantar surface is the bottom of your foot, and if you point that down, it's plantar flexion. Now the reason why they don't call it regular flexion extension is if you think of your foot as like a teeter-totter, like this, right? Your heel and your toes. It's like a teeter-totter. So it's not just like this, flexion extension. It's plantar flexion, the plantar is going down, or what would you call the back of a shark?
Dorsal.
Dorsiflexion. So pointing your toe, plantar flexion. Dorsiflexion, toes up. Okay? So next, if I stand on a ball, imagine I'm standing on a small ball. I'm not standing flat, am I? I'm standing like this. You guys see my feet? The bottoms of my feet are pointing medially. That is called inversion. Inversion. Now what if I were standing in a V-shaped gully with both feet? My feet would be outward, right? So if my plantar surface is pointing laterally, that's eversion, okay? So plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, inversion, eversion. Okay, am I forgetting any? Yeah, I think I said elevation, depression, right? Shoulders up, shoulders down. Protraction was jaw forward, jaw back. And we also have abduction and adduction, but I'll always use my arms for that. Oh, opposition, I totally forgot opposition. Everybody look, this is the one thing that humans do that other animals can't. Thumb across allows us to grab things. Our ability to have opposable thumbs is responsible for all of the stuff you see around us. We either built the things or built the machines that built the things with our hands. And that's only possible because of opposition. Am I forgetting anything? I said supination was holding the soup, right?
Yeah.
And pronation was pointing your palms posteriorly or pouring out the soup. What else? I can't hear it. Oh, hyperextension. My goodness. I forgot that one. No, I was going to throw it in later, so we might as well do it now. Okay, look at my head. Watch my head. This is anatomical position, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If I decrease the angle, what am I doing? Flexing. So if I go from anatomical position to a smaller angle, like this, right? Flexion. Increase the angle.
Extension.
Extension. What if I go past anatomical?
Hyperextension.
Hyperextension. Okay? You can do that with your neck, and you can do that with your leg, right? Because here's anatomical position, right? What is this? Bending?
Flexing.
Straightening? If you're straightening your hip. So we went flexed. And if we go back to anatomical and straighten out, remember this was flexed. What is
Extend.
it? Extension. Flexion, extension. Flexion, extension. Now what happens if I go further?
Hyperextension.
Hyperextension, right? So we can do it with our hips, we can do it with our necks. Can we do it with our elbows?
Sometimes.
Can we hyperextend without injury? No, we're not going to do any injuring movement. So we have flexion, extension. You can't do hyperextension because the olecranon and olecranon fossa and the lock mechanism. Okay? I think that's it.
All right.
That's it. Good job. So that's